Have you ever seen a stranger? Give your family a reality check. My dad is dying in a small gray room in a hospital, and my family is falling apart faster than he is. It's been 3 weeks since the doctor said days, maybe a week, and in that time, my older brother has called 4 family meetings about the will. 4. He didn't visit dad once during his heart surgery 2 years ago, but the second the doctors said terminal, he drove 6 hours to be here. My sister showed up once, took photos of dad's watch collection, and left without saying goodbye to him. She even asked the nurse if she could take a few small items home for safekeeping. My mom sits in the waiting room scrolling through her phone, asking nurses when this will be over, like she's waiting for an oil change. Dad built a construction company from nothing, 3 properties, a retirement account that makes lawyers' eyes light up, and a vintage car collection worth more than most people's houses. Funny how none of that made them want to visit him on his birthdays, but now they can't stop calling. I quit my job 2 weeks ago because someone has to be here. Someone has to hold his hand when the morphine wears off and the fear creeps back in. I've been calling them every few hours, begging them to come say goodbye while there's still time. My brother keeps saying he's busy. My sister doesn't answer. I want my family to show up just once to prove they care about the man and not just what he's leaving behind. But every time I check my phone, nothing. I'm holding dad's hand, watching his chest rise and fall in that shallow way that makes my own chest tight. The gaps between breaths keep getting longer, and I keep counting the seconds, terrified each one will be the last. That's when the door opens and a night nurse walks in. She's maybe mid-30s with tired but kind eyes and wears a nurse's badge that reads Angel. She checks his vitals like every other nurse, but then she does something different. She pulls up a chair next to me, close enough that her arm brushes mine, and says, "Tell me about him." I blink at her. She gestures toward my dad. "Your father. What was he like before all this?" No one has asked me that in weeks. Everyone wants to know about the house, the life insurance, the cars. So I start talking, and I can't stop. I tell her how he coached my little league team even though he hated baseball, how he sang Frank Sinatra in the shower so loud the neighbors complained, how he cried at my college graduation and blamed allergies. Angel listens to everything, leaning in like every word matters. Then she takes my dad's other hand and says softly, "Mr. Harrison, your son tells me you were quite the Sinatra fan. I bet you had all the ladies swooning." His eyes stay closed, but I swear his mouth twitches. She looks back at me, and our eyes hold for a moment longer than they need to. "I've worked here about 12 years, she tells me quietly. "Lost my own father when I was 19, car accident, never got to say goodbye." She pauses, and when she speaks again, her voice cracks just slightly. I make sure other families get what I didn't. I check my phone again, still nothing from my family. Angel notices and puts her hand on my arm. "You're here, that's what matters." Her touch is warm, and I realize it's the first kind thing anyone has done for me in weeks. We talk for hours about grief and fathers and what it means to show up for people. At one point, my dad's breathing changes. Angel doesn't say anything, just puts her hand on my shoulder and leaves it there. The gaps between my dad's breaths stretch longer and longer. The monitor flatlines at 4:22 a.m. I'm sobbing into my hands when my phone starts buzzing. My brother, my sister, my mom, all calling now that it's too late. Angel handles everything while I sit there shaking. She makes the calls, does the paperwork, gives me space to fall apart. An hour later, my brother storms through the door demanding answers. "Where's his ring? I called dibs on that ring 6 months ago." My sister is right behind him, already on her phone. "Finally, I can get us started on a house showing tomorrow at noon, so we need to figure out the furniture situation today." They're fighting over our dad's things while his body is still warm. Angel steps between them and the bed. Her voice is steady but cuts like steel. "Your father just died. Your sister was the only one here. She's been calling you and you couldn't be bothered to show up. You can fight about money tomorrow, but right now, this room is for grief, not greed." My brother opens his mouth to argue, but something in Angel's eyes makes him stop cold. My sister stares at the floor. I catch Angel in the hallway, my eyes still swollen, my voice barely working. "Can I buy you coffee? I just realized you've made me happier in one night than I've felt in weeks, and of all the nights too." She looks at me for a long moment, then smiles in a way that makes my chest ache for a completely different reason. "I know a place that opens at 6.